My name is Emily Cohen, and this is Ultimate 101, and in today's tutorial we'll be going over how to throw a hammer. For those of you who don't know, this is what a hammer throw looks like. The hammer is a throw that looks really cool, and because of that, a lot of people want to learn how to do it. However, it is an advanced throw and needs to be treated like an advanced throw. The hammer has a ton of progressions, and they all need to be learned first. You are not ready to learn a hammer until you can do all of these consistently, at least in my opinion. By now you should know how to throw a flat forehand, flat backhand, OI forehand, OI backhand, IO forehand, and IO backhand. The reason why you need to know these is because they are all required to use the flat approach. In the wind, you use OIs and IOs to counter the wind to throw straight. I go over why the flat approach is so important in this video right here. You need to know this too. Also, practicing these throws develops your overall ultimate skill, not just with accuracy, but skill in decision making, throw selection, and field vision, which are just as important as accuracy. It doesn't matter how accurate you are if you are throwing to people who aren't open. Again, this concept is covered in my Intro to Hammer video. Once you have all these throws, learning the hammer isn't that hard, because you have all the skill necessary, whereas if you had jumped right to it, it would have been a lot harder, because you have to learn so much at once. So the first skill we need is we just need to be able to throw a ball overhand. I was a very competitive softball player for a long time and threw hundreds of thousands of balls, and had already mastered overhand throwing before I ever came to Ultimate. However, Ultimate is a little weird in that the majority of throws are sidearm. You can have an absolutely amazing backhand, but not even be able to throw a ball 5 feet because it's a completely different skill. For many of you, the most challenging part will be getting your overhand skill up to par because you have just never worked on it. I know this seems really basic, but throwing overhand hasn't been required up until this point, and many of you need to work on getting your motion more powerful. The farther that you can throw a ball overhand, the farther you are going to be able to throw a hammer. The overhand throwing portion is a big part of this throw, and no matter how good the rest of your ultimate skill is, if you can't throw overhand, you can't throw a hammer. In order to throw a hammer, you need to combine overhand throwing with ultimate skill. When you do that, you get a hammer. Normally when we throw a ball, we get to pick up our front foot to generate power, but in Ultimate, our pivot foot has to stay on the ground at all times. Our first progression is to be able to generate momentum forward without picking up our front foot. If we pick up our front foot, it's a travel. Our next step is to be able to throw from a parallel position. My left foot has to stay on the ground. If you can do this, you can throw a hammer. On to ultimate skill. The grip is the same as a double down forehand. If you throw a split, you will have to switch your grip when you throw a hammer. This is one of the downsides to the split grip. Just like with all grips, you want to make sure to take up all the space for it to not slip. This is how you throw a forehand. This is how you throw a hammer. Forehand, hammer. Your elbow is going to push up, your arm is going to come through, and then slice down. So again, your arm is pulling yourself forward, your arm is coming through, and slices down. I like to think of it like a slice serve. You're going to hit the side of the ball and slice down. So altogether, it will look like this. We are going to practice this slicing motion a whole bunch of times. It's a really hard tight snap. That's what makes it break. Then once you can do that, add in the full arm motion and do that a bunch of times. So just like with all our other throws, we don't just turn our hand over. We get to extension and then follow through. It looks like this. Your chest needs to point up towards the sky, because that's what makes it go up. If your chest is pointing down, like this, it will go straight into the ground. The hammer has different types of footwork. You can throw from your base position like this, or you can step straight back and throw from a power position like this. This is when you throw with your foot straight back. I think this is the easiest way. It gives you the most power and control. It allows you to get all your momentum into it. This is what it looks like when you throw from the base position. It's a little harder, but it's faster because you don't have to step back, and it disguises what you are throwing a lot better. Different angles make the disc bend at different intensities. The hammer has a wider range of angles than other throws. You can throw it really flat like this, or really vertical like this. One of the most common mistakes is overthrowing your angle. It looks like this. If your throw is too flat for your velocity, you will get a double curve. In order for this to not happen, you need to release the disc more vertical so it doesn't turn back. It will turn right if your angle is vertical enough. You can really see the difference of the angles here. If my target is here, I need to aim out here so it can bend into it, like this. It bends to the middle. You can never aim directly at the target, or you will miss to the right. You have to adjust to the left for it to bend to the middle. From here on, it's just about practice, getting used to adjusting your aim and throwing with different angles, getting used to how the distance of the throw affects the bend, making sure you're getting to extension and then completing the follow through, not just turning your hand over, working on overhand throwing skills to get your motion more powerful to throw farther, making sure you are keeping your pivot foot down to not travel, and learning how to generate momentum forward with your footwork, being able to throw with one foot back and from your parallel position consistently, getting the slicing motion down for nice hard breaks. With every hammer, you should be thinking about 3 things: how far your target is, what angle you're using, and where the aiming point is based off those 2 answers. Accuracy comes when you can correctly find the aiming point. With practice, you'll gain consistency and be able to throw with confidence in a game. If you still have questions or if this video helped you learn how to throw a hammer for the first time, definitely let me know in the comments section below. If you're really struggling, check out my practice support feature on my website. Like this video if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to share this with anyone you think could benefit from it. This is Ultimate101, and I'll see you next time.